not think like you think, that ain't thinking.
Good hello, it's Alexander T. Newport, your Philobabblist Extraordinaire. It's the 12th of August, 2022. Let's watch a video together, shall we?
You're not hurting me. If you inject your child with poison, you're not hurting me. You're probably hurting your child. And I can tell you that that's my maybe that I wouldn't do that, but you can do it. You can.
No maybe about it.
But you can do it. I don't believe in AIDS monkeys. I wouldn't take AIDS drugs because they're all black box labeled, which means they kill people. I know. Why do you think people who go on chemotherapy die? Why do you think people who go on chemotherapy die? Really think about it. Go read about the drugs. They kill you. Cancer drugs kill you. AIDS drugs kill you. That's why I wouldn't take them. But
I would estimate, seriously, 95% of the people whose death has been listed as cancer for the past 100 years, 95% of the deaths that have been listed as being caused by cancer were caused by cancer treatments. That makes a big fucking difference, you know? And no doubt in at least 95% of those cases, if not 100%, none of those people that you fucking know, and in celebrities we've all known and or quote-unquote loved, they weren't offered the option of fasting for 30 or 40 days. They weren't offered the option of let's make a severe change in your diet to nothing but whole foods and water, no processed foods, you know, and less of it a day as well. People eat too fucking often and eat too much. That's why they have a lot of health problems. If you eat like one meal a day, or two at the most, you know, it just seems to be better for you, but to each his own.
if you want to take them, you should take them. If you want to take these things, I do not want to stop you from taking these things.
The thing about the chemotherapy is that it's completely unnatural. As soon as they give these people the chemotherapy, the body wants to get the fuck rid of it. It's not like they're, I mean, chemotherapy, they think of chemotherapy, they make us all think like our bodies are just a chemistry set, you know, and the chemistry's out of whack, and so, hey, we'll put this chemotherapy in there, and somehow it's going to make the body better. You know, the body is biological, and you're putting something unbiological inside of it and expecting to get good results. But honestly, don't take my word for it. You can Google it. Just even Google the phrase, we hope the chemotherapy kills the cancer before it kills the patient. That's their caveat. But anyways, my original point was that at least 95% of the deaths to this very day and for the past 100 years have been caused not by cancer but by the treatments, whatever those treatments may have been. And most of them have no doubt been allopathic, and so that could have involved one or all of the following: chemicals, radiation, or surgery. And really, in some cases, people have all three. And you know, the weird thing about this world, the further evidence that it is some kind of hell, is that some people, they can go through the chemotherapy treatments, man, and god damn it, they bounce back. It doesn't fucking kill them. But so many people it does, because, you know, listen, you can look into it yourself. Maybe even you know some personal experience, people in your family or in your household or at your place of employment or something. You know, you see them on a Wednesday and you know that they're going in for some, I don't know, some kind of test, or maybe they're going to go in and, you know, they told you, you know, it's a work buddy, a work colleague. They tell you they're going to, you know, on Thursday they're going to go see the consultant about the results of their tests, and you know, on that day that you see them, they look okay. And they, in fact, feel okay in themselves. It's just that they went for like a yearly checkup, and so they do, blood tests and urine tests and all this stuff. And apparently, something was low or something was too high in the test, and so and so they decided that it's cancer. And so, let's nip this in the bud. And here's your options, chemotherapy, radiation, and or surgery. And so, you've seen this person on just shortly before they've went in to get their test results, and like I said, they're healthy in and of themselves. They look all right. They look fine, and then they begin this fucking chemotherapy shit, and they immediately begin to feel horrible. And they begin to look like they're dying. And do you know why they're beginning to look like they're dying? 'Cause they are fucking dying. Jesus fuck. They're dying. The chemotherapy's killing them. It's killing them. It's destroying, it's ruining vital organs. Vital functions. And like I said, some people though, they survive it. Plenty don't though. Plenty don't. And it's just so fucking obvious. And whatever it is that they're calling cancer, I'm sure for at least the past 100 years, and I'm fairly sure it's been perhaps hundreds and hundreds of years, they're misinterpreting what they're fucking looking at. Number one, they're stupid about the body. They don't accord it the actual super intelligence it actually has. The body will always be smarter than the mind of man. The body knows what it's doing. It doesn't create rogue cells. Just because the fucking medical scientists don't know what the fuck it is they're looking at, but we got to keep in mind now, since the majority of the fucking scientists having to do with microbiology and so forth and virology, I mean, the majority of them are taught and are immersed and therefore quote-unquote believe that the bacteria they see on the lung tissue sample or what have you, they think the bacteria is causing the disease, when the bacteria is actually cleaning up the dead cells, the dead debris, So if they are missing something so fundamental as that, that they're essentially blaming the flies for the existence of the garbage that the flies are eating, blaming the firemen for being at the site of a fire. If they're making that fundamental of a mistake, you can damn well fucking be sure that they're making the same type of fundamental mistake when they look at something they call cancer. I saw some sort of official cancer society video presentation, a couple years ago, and straight away the lady said something to the effect that there's like 337,000 different types of cancer or some shit. Something really ridiculous. And, so the bottom line is, we know that what they call cancer, they don't understand it. They think the body's gone haywire. It hasn't gone haywire. Whatever they're looking at, the body did that intentionally. And no doubt it's a response to some kind of toxin, or perhaps a toxin created through some kind of deficiency, but more than likely it's because of a toxin. And as I say, no doubt 95%, 99% of the people in this world today, and certainly over the past 100 years, when they're told that they've got cancer, they're told they can have chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. They're never told that, hey, you know, fasting, water fasting, has been used by humanity for thousands of fucking years. Thousands of years! It's not been a hidden thing, you know. And if you do a search on the internet, even at YouTube, look just for personal testimonials about people's experience with fasting and why they fasted. Look specifically for videos or writings by people who supposedly had stage 4 cancer. They did a 30-day or 40-day fast. Cancer's gone. Cancer's free. You know, so but those people then, and continues to this day, they're not told about fasting. They're told that they've got, you know, just these stupid butcherous treatments that do nothing but harm the body, frighten the body, scare the body, make the body feel attacked. That's just so stupid. Since when does it make sense that you help someone get better health by attacking the fucking body? When you attack the body, you're attacking the health system. The whole body is the health system. There is no immune system. There is a health system, which is the entire body. So you gotta think of these things when you've got just some part of the body that seems to be diseased or blemished or fucked up in one way or another. You gotta remember, there is the other 90% of your body that seems to be doing all right and seems okay. So why would you want to do something to your entire system just to try to get rid of a 5% or 10% type of problem, you know? Give everything its time and it all sorts itself out automatically. But I've seen just loads of testimonies by people with a variety of different illnesses who gave fasting a try. And the thing with fasting is it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost you any money to fast. It's 100% non-toxic. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have perhaps some rough experience with it. I've heard in some testimonials that that because they've started fasting after a few days or whatever, the body really starts to clean things out that have accumulated, and you may feel rough for a few days. You know, you may feel like you have a cold or a flu, you know, achy like a flu or what have you. But you just tough it out like you've only ever done. You know, you've always toughened out a fucking cold or a flu or what have you. And so you do it. And they do it. They get through it. And whatever illness or disease that they was hoping to help the body heal itself from by fasting, well, goddammit, it worked. Again, the thing about fasting is it doesn't cost anything. It's 100% non-toxic. You can go ahead and study it. You'd think that people who fast for 30 days, which means they don't eat anything for 30 days, they just drink water, you would think that they'd starve to death. But they don't. They fucking don't. And you would think that they end up looking like an anorexic victim or a, concentration camp victim. But apparently they don't. You definitely can lose weight on a fast, but and in fact some people, that's what they do to lose weight, rather than go for gastric surgery and all that fucking shit. They just try a fast for 30 days. I've heard through all these testimonials that it's really the first couple of days only that are a bit tough to get through, but a peace descends upon you after a couple of days, and you no longer have any hunger pains. You're not hungry. And as I say, in all the reports and testimonials that I've looked at regarding fasting, water fasting, I haven't come across any people dying of starvation because they fasted. So there is definitely a psychological component involved, right? Because think about these people that go on hunger strikes in jail or prison and they die. It's because they thought they were gonna die. It's because they believe that they are supposed to die if they're not eating. They obviously didn't know a fucking thing about fasting, never heard of it. Because once you've heard of it, once you've read up about it, and seen that it's actually something that's been around for thousands of years, it makes sense that you don't die. You don't starve to death. But it always makes me think of the Donner Party. The Donner Party resorted to cannibalism. And when instead they could have just fasted. But they didn't know anything about fasting, apparently. And just of this belief that the human body is like a car. It needs food like gasoline. And if it doesn't get any food, like a car doesn't get any gasoline, then it can't possibly run. Or that it'll run down. And it's miraculously exactly the opposite. The less you eat and the less often you eat, overall, the healthier your body will be, provided that you're not poisoning it in some other way. But I gab too much here. It has been today, the 12th of August, 2022. Still alive and well. Your Philobabblist Extraordinaire, philosopher Newport, the furious one. Got books for sale at Amazon. They're beautiful books, one of a kind, saying things that ain't no other motherfuckers on the goddamn planet out of 7 billion fucking people are saying. Ain't nobody else saying it. It's that fucking simple. A couple of them now are on Kindle. I had a thing about Kindle for a while. I said I wasn't going to upload any new books to Kindle because it was such a fucking palaver to deal with. But since I said that, it's been about 4 years or so, maybe longer, and by God, they've developed a faster and easier way to convert your text file to Kindle. So I'm doing that with the smaller books, the thinner books. Righty-ho, be cool, fool.
Hello, good middle of the nightmare to you. This is a book. It's called It's No Joke, We Live in Hell. It was written by Alexander T. Newport, and it's available at all Amazons worldwide.